Hey there, book lovers! Welcome back to BookBlink, your one-stop channel for quick and engaging book summaries. Today, we're diving into The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, a book that's all about living in the present moment and finding peace. So sit back, relax, and let's jump right into it. Point 1. The present moment. Alright, let's kick things off with the cornerstone of Tolle's philosophy, the present moment. Tolle insists that the past and future are mere constructs of the mind. They don't have any real substance. They exist only as memories and anticipations in our heads. He argues that all the pain, suffering, and anxiety we experience are rooted in these mental projections. When we dwell on past regrets or future worries, we disconnect from the only time that truly matters, the now. Tolle suggests that real peace and happiness can only be found in the present. By focusing our attention on what's happening right now, we can free ourselves from the mental noise and emotional turmoil caused by our preoccupation with the past and future. He provides practical exercises to help anchor ourselves in the present, such as observing our surroundings, paying attention to our breath, and feeling the sensations in our body. These practices help us break free from the chains of time and immerse ourselves in the richness of the current moment. Point 2. The ego and the pain body. Next up, let's talk about the ego and the pain body, two concepts Tolle explores deeply. The ego, as Tolle describes it, is a false sense of self that's built from our thoughts, memories, and identifications. It's that voice in our heads that never stops chattering, always comparing, judging, and creating problems where there are none. The ego thrives on drama and conflict because it reinforces its own existence. Then there's the pain body, an accumulation of old emotional pain. It's like an invisible entity that lives inside us, feeding on our negative emotions and thriving on our suffering. The pain body can be dormant, but it can also be triggered by certain situations or thoughts, causing us to react in ways that are disproportionate to the actual events. To find peace, Tolle suggests we need to become aware of these entities. By observing the ego and the pain body without getting caught up in them, we can start to disidentify from them. This means seeing them for what they are, patterns of thought and emotion, not our true selves. This awareness is the first step towards dissolving the ego and healing the pain body, leading to a more peaceful and present way of living. Point 3. Observing the mind. This brings us to the third point, observing the mind. Tolle emphasizes the importance of becoming the watcher of our thoughts. This means developing the ability to step back and observe our mental activity without getting entangled in it. Imagine watching clouds float by in the sky. They come and go, changing shapes and moving at their own pace. Our thoughts are much the same. By adopting this perspective, we can see our thoughts as transient and not necessarily true or significant. Tolle provides techniques for cultivating this observer mindset, such as mindfulness meditation and focused attention. These practices train us to maintain a space of awareness between ourselves and our thoughts. When we observe our mind in this way, we start to realize that we are not our thoughts. This realization creates a profound shift in our consciousness, allowing us to experience a sense of inner stillness and peace, regardless of what our mind is doing. Point 4. The art of listening. Let's move on to point 4, the art of listening. Tolle emphasizes that true listening goes beyond just hearing words. It involves fully being present with the person speaking, without letting our minds wander or preparing our response while they're still talking. This kind of deep listening fosters genuine connections and enhances our understanding of others. When we listen with full attention, we're not only hearing the words but also tuning into the emotions and energy behind them. This presence creates a space for authentic communication, where both parties feel heard and valued. Tolle suggests practicing this by intentionally focusing on the speaker, letting go of any distractions, and being aware of our internal reactions without letting them take over. By mastering the art of listening, we not only improve our relationships but also cultivate our own presence. It's a way to practice being in the now, as true listening can only happen in the present moment. This skill helps us to break free from the mental noise and connect more deeply with others and ourselves. Point 5. Letting go of time. Moving on to the fifth point, let's talk about letting go of psychological time. Tolle distinguishes between clock time, which is useful for practical purposes, and psychological time, which is an unhealthy preoccupation with the past and future. While clock time is necessary for scheduling and planning, psychological time often drags us out of the present moment and into a state of worry or regret. Tolle suggests that we can use clock time without getting lost in it. This means making plans and setting goals, but not allowing our minds to constantly dwell on what has been or what might be. Instead, we should focus on what we can do right now. He also advises against over-identifying with our life story, which is often a collection of past events and future projections. By letting go of this identification, we free ourselves from the burden of time and live more fully in the present. To practice this, Tolle recommends becoming aware of when our minds drift into past or future, and gently bringing our focus back to the now. This doesn't mean ignoring practical concerns but rather approaching them from a place of present moment awareness. By doing this, we can handle each moment with more clarity and effectiveness, reducing stress and increasing our overall sense of well-being. Point 6. Surrender to what is. Point 6 is all about surrendering to what is. Tolle encourages us to accept the present moment as it is, without resistance. This doesn't mean resigning ourselves to a passive existence, but rather embracing the reality of each moment, whether it's pleasant or challenging. Resistance, he argues, creates suffering because it sets up a conflict between our expectations and reality. Surrendering to what is involves letting go of our mental judgments and accepting things as they are. This doesn't mean we can't take action to improve our situation, but it means that our actions come from a place of acceptance rather than resistance. By doing this, we align ourselves with the flow of life and reduce the internal friction that causes so much of our stress and unhappiness. Tolle provides practical exercises to help cultivate this mindset, such as practicing gratitude for the present moment, no matter how small the things we appreciate might be. He also suggests mindfulness practices that anchor us in the now, helping us to see and accept reality as it is. This acceptance opens the door to a deeper sense of peace and contentment, allowing us to navigate life's challenges with greater ease and resilience. Point 7. Inner body awareness. Now, let's dive into the 7th point, inner body awareness. Tolle introduces the concept of becoming aware of the inner body as a way to stay present and connected to the now. This means paying attention to the energy field within our bodies, which can be felt as a subtle sense of aliveness. By focusing on our inner body, we shift our attention away from the incessant stream of thoughts and into a more grounded, present state. This practice helps us anchor ourselves in the now and reduces the power of the mind to pull us into past or future worries. Tolle suggests simple exercises, such as closing our eyes and feeling the energy in our hands, feet, or entire body. Inner body awareness not only helps us stay present but also enhances our overall well-being. It brings us in touch with a deeper sense of aliveness and presence, which can be incredibly calming and rejuvenating. By regularly practicing this awareness, we can cultivate a deeper connection with ourselves and the present moment, making it easier to navigate life's ups and downs with a sense of peace and stability. Point 8. Dissolving the ego. 8th on our list is dissolving the ego. According to Tolle, the ego is a major barrier to living in the now. The ego is always striving for more, never satisfied with what is. It's the source of our compulsive thinking, our need to compare ourselves to others, and our incessant desire for validation and approval. To dissolve the ego, Tolle suggests that we need to recognize it for what it is, a collection of thoughts, beliefs, and identifications that create a false sense of self. By becoming aware of the ego's patterns and behaviors, we can start to disidentify from it. This means seeing the ego's thoughts and reactions without getting caught up in them. Tolle provides practical tips for this process, such as practicing mindfulness and self-observation. He also emphasizes the importance of humility and openness, which help us to let go of the ego's need to be right or superior. By dissolving the ego, we free ourselves from its constant demands and find a deeper sense of peace and fulfillment. This allows us to live more authentically and connect more deeply with others and with the present moment. Point 9. Connecting with the source. Tolle believes that there's a deeper consciousness, or source, that we can connect with by being present. This source is the essence of who we are, beyond our thoughts and emotions. Connecting with this source brings a sense of peace and fulfillment that we can't find anywhere else. According to Tolle, this deeper consciousness is always available to us, but we often overlook it because we're so caught up in our thoughts and external distractions. By practicing presence and stillness, we can start to connect with this inner source. Tolle suggests simple practices such as meditation, conscious breathing, and spending time in nature to help facilitate this connection. When we connect with the source, we experience a sense of oneness and unity with all of life. This connection brings a profound sense of peace and joy that transcends our ordinary experiences. It also helps us to navigate life's challenges with greater ease and resilience, as we're anchored in a deeper sense of being. By cultivating this connection, we can live more fully in the present moment and experience the richness and beauty of life. Point 10. living in the now. Finally, let's wrap things up with the last point, living in the now. Tolle provides practical tips for incorporating presence into our daily lives. This includes practices such as mindfulness meditation, conscious breathing, and taking breaks to just be. One of the key practices Tolle suggests is mindfulness meditation. This involves sitting quietly and focusing on the breath, observing thoughts and sensations without getting caught up in them. This practice helps us cultivate a state of presence and awareness, making it easier to stay anchored in the now. Conscious breathing is another powerful tool. By paying attention to our breath, we can bring our focus back to the present moment and calm the mind. Tolle also recommends taking regular breaks throughout the day to simply be. This means stepping away from our busy schedules and spending a few moments in stillness and presence. By incorporating these practices into our daily routine, we can develop a habit of living in the now. This doesn't mean we won't face challenges or difficulties, but it means we'll be better equipped to handle them with a sense of calm and clarity. Living in the now allows us to experience life more fully and enjoy each moment to the fullest. And that's a wrap on The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. I hope you found these insights helpful and inspiring. Remember, living in the present is a journey, not a destination. Like this summary? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to BookBlink. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Stay tuned for the next video and happy reading.